You wake up one morning, and the light through the curtains feels softer somehow, gentler. But as you swing your legs over the side of the bed, a familiar stiffness greets you. Your joints creak in protest, your muscles feel heavier than they once did, and for a fleeting moment, you sit there catching your breath, wondering quietly, when did it start feeling like this? You think back, not too far really, just a few years ago when getting up was effortless, when laughter came a little easier, when your body felt like an ally rather than a puzzle to solve each morning. And lately, maybe you've seen friends, neighbors, loved ones facing their battles, aches, illnesses, slow declines. And somewhere deep inside, a quiet question stirs. What about me? How do I want these next years to look, to feel? Have you ever truly paused and asked yourself, not just how long you want to live, but how well you want to live? Do you yearn to move with ease again? To greet each morning not with a sigh of discomfort, but with the quiet confidence that your body is still strong, still vibrant, still yours? The truth is, aging doesn't have to mean surrendering your vitality. It doesn't have to mean giving up your spark. There are small, beautiful ways to reclaim your energy, protect your heart, strengthen your bones, and sharpen your mind. And today, we begin with something surprisingly simple, something as humble and as powerful as the spices in your own kitchen. Because sometimes the path back to strength, dignity, and ease begins with what you choose to sprinkle on your plate. Aging gracefully is not about chasing youth. It's about holding on to the things that matter most. Your independence, your laughter, your memories, your ability to move freely through your days without fear or frustration. But the truth, sometimes too quietly spoken, is that after 60, your body changes in ways you can't always see. Inflammation creeps in silently. Bones lose their strength little by little. The heart grows tired. The mind, once sharp and nimble, can start to feel clouded. And if we're not careful, these changes can gather speed, leading to a life that feels smaller, lonelier, and harder than it needs to be. Maybe you've noticed it in small ways. Needing a hand to stand up from a chair you once leapt from, forgetting a name that used to come instantly, feeling just a bit more tired after a walk you once loved. Each moment, a whisper, reminding you that time marches on. But what if I told you you can slow that march? What if I told you that through small, powerful choices, you could protect your body, fuel your mind, and even brighten your mood? Not with expensive supplements or complicated regimens, but with everyday spices you likely already know, just waiting to be used wisely. Today, we'll explore 5 spices that can nourish you from the inside out, fighting inflammation, strengthening your heart, sharpening your memory. And just as importantly, we'll uncover 5 spices that, despite their popularity, might be quietly stealing your vitality if you're not careful. This isn't about gimmicks. It's not about overhauling your entire life or making changes that feel impossible. It's about something deeper, something more dignified. Taking back control, one meal, one sprinkle, one mindful choice at a time. Because you deserve a body that supports you, a mind that serves you, and a life that feels just as vibrant as your spirit. And it all starts right here. For most of our lives, we're taught that aging is like a slow, inevitable tide. You can't stop it. You can't fight it. You can only brace yourself as the years wash over you, taking a little more energy, a little more strength, a little more joy each time. But what if that's not the whole story? What if what you've been feeling, those stiff joints, that heavy fatigue, the little slips of memory, aren't just old age knocking at your door? What if, hidden beneath those symptoms, your body has been trying to whisper something to you? Not about decline, but about needs unmet. Needs that can still be nourished. Needs that can still be honored. Imagine for a moment, walking into your kitchen, reaching for something as small as a jar of golden spice, and unknowingly holding in your hand the key to less pain, more energy, a lighter heart. What if the path back to greater health wasn't hidden in a pharmacy, but tucked away among the colors and fragrances of your spice rack? Not in expensive cures, but in everyday choices. Not in dramatic changes, but in humble rituals, repeated lovingly day after day. Because here's the truth many don't tell you. While aging is inevitable, suffering doesn't have to be. You have far more power than you realize. You can soothe inflammation that weighs you down. You can protect your heart from silent threats. You can even sharpen your mind and lift your spirit. Naturally, simply, beautifully. And today it all starts with understanding which spices are your quiet allies and which ones may be quietly working against you. The answers might surprise you, and the changes could transform not just how you live, but how you feel every single day. So, let's begin. Let's open the door to a life that's not just longer, but brighter, stronger, and deeply gloriously yours. Think of your body like an old, beautiful house, the kind built with love and strength, standing proudly through storms and seasons. But even the strongest house creaks as it ages. Paint chips, pipes wear thin, and without careful maintenance, without care, it can slowly fall into disrepair, not because it's weak, but because it's been left unattended. Your body is no different, and the kind of maintenance it needs after 70, it's not about doing more, it's about doing smarter. And it begins, quietly but profoundly, with what you feed it. When you were younger, your body could run on just about anything. Fast food, skipped meals, a cup of coffee as breakfast. But now, every bite matters. Every nutrient either repairs you or drains you. Take Mary, for example, a vibrant 74-year-old from Michigan. She used to think her constant fatigue was just part of aging. But when she started adding just a few powerhouse foods to her meals, colorful vegetables, healthy fats, and yes, healing spices, she didn't just feel okay again. She felt alive. Less brain fog, less joint pain, more mornings where she woke up with energy buzzing under her skin like a small happy engine. Have you ever felt like your body is running on empty no matter how much you eat? That's not just getting old, Dada. That's your body's way of saying, I need real fuel now, I need care. And the beautiful thing is, your kitchen already holds some of the most powerful tools to rebuild and restore you. Spices like turmeric, cinnamon, and ginger aren't just about flavor, they're about life. They can soothe inflamed joints, support your heart, sharpen your memory, all with a simple sprinkle here, a pinch there. It's not about overhauling everything overnight. It's about tiny, meaningful steps toward nourishing the magnificent, irreplaceable home you live in, yourself. Because you deserve to feel cared for. You deserve a body that carries you forward, not holds you back. There's a kind of ache that doesn't show up on X-rays. It's quieter, deeper, almost invisible to the eye. And yet, it can weigh down the heart more heavily than any illness, loneliness, disconnection. That subtle, creeping feeling that somehow the world has moved on without you. And here's the truth. Loneliness isn't just a feeling. It's a powerful force that shapes your body, your heart, even your lifespan. When you feel isolated, your stress hormones stay high, inflammation rises, blood pressure creeps up. The immune system, once your fierce defender, begins to weaken. It's not your imagination. It's not weakness. It's biology. Your body was built to thrive in connection, with laughter, touch, conversation, shared meals, shared memories. Take Eleanor, an 86-year-old widow from Vermont. After losing her husband, she found herself pulling away from her weekly coffee group, her church events, even phone calls from her grandchildren. She thought she just needed time. But as the weeks turned into months, she noticed more than sadness. Her joints ached more. Her sleep fractured into restless hours. Even her appetite, once hearty and full of joy, faded into bland indifference. It wasn't until a neighbor coaxed her back into small community events, a potluck here, a book club there, that Eleanor felt something astonishing. Her body began to heal alongside her heart. The aches softened, the nights grew easier. Her laughter returned, and so did her strength. Have you noticed how your body responds when you feel truly at peace? When your heart feels full? When you're seen, heard, cherished? Emotional health is not a luxury after 70. It's a vital nutrient, just like water, just like sunlight. It's part of your body's secret recipe for strength, resilience, and even longevity. You don't need 100 friends. You don't need a packed calendar. You just need to stay connected. Authentically, lovingly, meaningfully. Because you were never meant to walk this path alone. And every small connection you nurture now is like a light shining warmly into every corner of your beautiful, enduring life. The truth is, lasting change never comes from grand, exhausting overhauls. It comes from small, loving choices, made quietly, made consistently. Tiny seeds of care that, over time, blossom into strength, balance, and vitality. You don't need a brand new diet. You don't need a military-style fitness regime. You simply need daily rhythms that honor the life you still want to live. Like beginning your morning not with a rush, but with a ritual. A few minutes of gentle stretching beside your bed. A glass of water kissed with lemon, waking your body from the inside out. A deep breath at the window, letting the light touch your face before you touch a single piece of technology. These moments aren't small. They're powerful. They tell your body, you are cared for, you are safe, you are still beautifully alive. Or think about your meals. What if instead of counting calories or chasing perfect meals, you simply focused on adding color? A handful of berries, a sprinkle of fresh herbs, a spoonful of golden turmeric stirred into warm tea. These little touches feed more than your body. They feed your spirit with beauty, intention, and love. Take Sam, a 79-year-old grandfather from Oregon. After struggling with high blood pressure and low energy, he didn't launch into drastic changes. He simply started with one, a 15-minute morning walk every day, no matter the weather. Now he says it's not just his heart that's stronger. It's his hope. It's his joy. What's one small change you could try this week? Something so simple, so gentle that it feels like a gift, not a burden. Maybe a morning stretch. Maybe a new spice added to your favorite soup. Maybe a quiet moment of gratitude before you sleep. Because the life you want, the health, the strength, the peace, it doesn't wait at the end of a giant, impossible leap. It lives in the next small step you take today. There's a whisper that comes with age, a soft but persistent voice that asks, "What now?" When careers have faded, when children have grown, when the busyness of earlier years quiets, what fills the spaces left behind? Purpose. Not the frantic striving kind, but the deep, steady kind, the one that roots you to life itself. After 70, purpose isn't about achievements, it's about meaning. It's about waking each day with a reason to smile, a reason to get up, a reason to breathe a little deeper. And that purpose can come from the simplest, most sacred places: tending a small garden, volunteering an hour a week, teaching a grandchild how to bake bread, sitting quietly each morning, speaking gratitude into the silence. Routine, nature, prayer, connection. These are not just soft comforts. They are healing forces. They mend the spirit. They remind you that you are still needed, still woven into the fabric of this beautiful, broken, astonishing world. Take George, a 90-year-old retired teacher from New Mexico. After a long, dark season of depression following his wife's passing, he made one quiet decision. Every morning, he would walk to the town square and sit on the bench near the fountain. At first, he just watched. The birds, the children, the flow of life around him. Then one day, a young boy sat beside him and asked for help tying his shoe. The next day, another child. Then a mother thanked him. A shopkeeper waved. Without realizing it, George had become a fixture, a quiet, gentle anchor in the lives of dozens of people. It wasn't grand, it wasn't planned, but it was purpose, and it brought George back to life. What do you want the next chapter of your life to feel like? Peaceful? Playful? Sacred? Strong? You are not done growing, not done giving, not done receiving the beauty this life still has to offer. The next chapter is yours to write. With grace, with courage, with love. You've walked with me through a journey today. From the quiet aches of morning stiffness, to the simple power hidden in the spices of your kitchen, to the deep, tender call of your own heart asking for more. And if you take just one thing with you, let it be this. You are not too old. You are not done yet. Your body still listens when you care for it. Your spirit still stirs when you speak kindness over it. It's easy to believe the story the world tells us about aging, that it's all downhill, that fatigue is inevitable, that illness and loneliness are the final chapters. But that story is wrong. The real story, the one you are still writing, is one of resilience, of beauty ripening with time, of quiet, unstoppable strength. Every thoughtful meal you prepare, every morning you greet with intention, every tiny step you take toward caring for yourself, it matters. It builds. It weaves hope into your days like golden threads stitched into the fabric of your life. Feel proud that you're here, right now, choosing to listen, to learn, to believe again in the quiet power of your own hands, your own choices. Because watching this far means something. It means you're still fighting for your health, your joy, your future. And you don't have to do it all at once. You don't have to be perfect. You only have to begin. Start small. Add a sprinkle of turmeric. Take a walk under the open sky. Call an old friend. Smile at yourself in the mirror. Every small step is still yours. This is your time. This is your story. And it's still unfolding, with grace, with dignity, and with the breathtaking possibility of a life that is not just surviving, but thriving. Take a slow, deep breath for a moment. Let everything you've just heard settle softly into your heart. This wasn't just about spices or habits or even health. It was about you, your story, your future. Now I gently ask, what was one thing that made you think differently today? Maybe it was realizing that your kitchen holds more healing than your medicine cabinet. Maybe it was remembering that your life still holds wild, extraordinary meaning, even now, even here. And then another small, tender question. What small change will you try starting tomorrow morning? Maybe it's adding a pinch of turmeric to your tea. Maybe it's taking 5 extra minutes to stretch your body with gratitude. Maybe it's simply standing outside, face tilted up to the sun, feeling life move around you. There is no step too small. There is no beginning too late. I would love to hear from you. Share your reflections in the comments. Tell us, what are you feeling right now? What hopes are stirring inside you? What tiny step will you claim as your own? And if you know someone, a friend, a sister, a neighbor, who might need to hear this today, share this video with them. Tag them. Reach out. Because healing doesn't happen alone. It happens in community. It happens when we hold each other up, when we remind each other, you matter. You are seen. You are still blooming. And if this resonated with you, if you felt even a small flicker of hope, subscribe to this channel. We're walking this path together side by side, with wisdom, with grace, and with the quiet, powerful belief that the best is still to come. You are not alone. You are part of something beautiful here. And your next chapter is just beginning.